Yeah, if you can tell by the title. Whoops. That's not good. Not good at all. So, one of the biggest pet peeves I have, might as well. Get the full effect. Okay, fine, we'll just go with that. Every bloody time. But one of the biggest pet peeves of mine. It's not straight. Sorry, I can't help it. If it's not how it's supposed to be, I get really like antsy. Stay. Anyway. One of the things I really detest is people misrepresenting and misinforming people about a subject that is potentially very dangerous. And not only that, it can actually really mess with someone to the point where they can actually be going down a certain pathway and not come back, to be putting it metaphorically. In other words, they could actually be getting themselves into something that's going to permanently damage them for life if they don't know what they're doing and if they're not fully aware of it for how it is. Because I'm trying to bite my tongue here. Hold on. I'm gonna just do something real quick. This thing a little bit faster. 30,000 years later. Right, milkshakes. What? Can I pick more than one? Oh, I can only. And it's a bunch of BS. Hello, it is what it is. And one more this way. Come on, you cooch liquor. Not really, but yeah. Okay. Anyway, this is. Hey, Ricky. And this is actually going to be going on about a week or so ago, probably a few weeks ago. Actually, was talking about you know, what real shadow work is, and actually really putting yourself in that, like how real shadow work is. This is kind of also stemming off of that topic because real shadow work. And they're just trying to get like a good effect in here. No, hold on. Not like that. Stop. No, too bright. That's not shadow work. Don't even think about it that being like that. I'm just waiting just to find one that actually is going to fit with this. No. Except we're probably going to slow it down like that. There we go. So, real shadow work, the real kind, just like how Nightshade put it, it's like it has layers. The first 1 or 2 layers are not bad. Once you start getting to the third, you get into the fourth, and then it gets more and more deeper into the layers of it. You will break. You will break. Because I've broken many times. Mm-hmm. And that's not even like how dark it can get. That's like a small little taste of like a few layers in. That's a little bit. That's a small. Yeah. But primarily, real shadow work is you facing yourself and putting yourself through something that you do not want to go through again. It's not comfortable. That's not the point of it. The point of it is facing it and pretty much forcing yourself to come to an understanding and being able to what? Wait, what? One YouTuber said Lilith beat her up till she fought back in the astral realm. Um. Well, my question is, how do we know it was actually Lilith? How do we know it was Lilith? And if anything, I don't think Lilith would want to waste her time being all like, "Oh, you're not gonna fight back?" Well, no, don't even try to swing. No. Lilith would not waste her time, and even go in like very trivial pursuits like that. In fact, she's kind of like, you think I'm gonna just swing at you for no reason, dude? Really? You think I don't have that much control of myself? Yeah, like. Mm-hmm. But it's true. I mean, because the way that Lilith operates, it comes from this. If I'm going to be going towards something, if I'm going to be putting any effort in anything, I have to be gaining from it, number one. I had to make sure that I'm being empowered and I'm doing it because it's what I want to do. It makes me feel like myself to the highest potential that I can get to. I don't need to worry about anybody else, and I don't need anybody else to obtain that. I'm not going to rely on another person for me to obtain my empowerment. You kind of see how that can kind of conflict. Because Lilith really technically doesn't need anybody. If she kind of goes alongside with someone, like how some people say, like how she's married to like Lucifer, Satanas, or any other Samuel, there is a thing pretty much that goes on the lines of like, oh yes, I would love to marry you. But little does the other person that she's marrying, little do they know that she's just like, okay, it's done. Okay, I get all of this wealth. You know what I'm gonna do as I please still. But you're married to me. Hey, you know how I am. Literally. That is exactly how she is. But no. Lilith would not be like doing that kind of stuff for like shadow work and stuff like that. No. No. In fact, if she was even to actually work alongside somebody going through that, That I don't know, because I have not, because for me personally, I cannot go towards her like that. I cannot do that. Because for me, internally, it makes me feel like, why am I going to be, I can't do it. I just cannot do it. Because I look at her like this. A divine being? Okay, I'm going to probably treat it with the highest regards that I can and not be out of line. well, because, at least for me, if I was to actually go towards her like that and be kind of a, like, well, for one, even, orientation-wise, is like, I'm confused. I have no idea what I'm doing. But second, that's a divine being. I kind of feel like I'm not supposed to do that. Because that's kind of, no. Because it's kind of like like, say if you have a guide or a teacher or guru figure, that's like you hitting on your guru figure, and it's like, what? You're not gonna be them. You're not gonna be like the teacher's pet. That makes sense, but I just can't do it. So I don't know. And even then too, thank you for actually bringing that up, because there is an individual that, God, and he's a good example of what happens when the construct, or the one that's the fake, not the real Lilith, the one that's pretty much being made a servitor because of the Abrahamic BS being pushed. He's essentially being completely grabbed and possessed by it, to the point where it's like, you definitely have a Lilith, right? Yeah, you do, but it's the one that is the most, fake, parasitic, and just no. I mean, just even looking at him and some of the videos he's doing now, it's like, dang, dude, you don't look so good. Well, that's kind of what happens when you don't really know what you're doing. And as well, I've also kind of noticed, because I also watched one video which kind of got me into this hissy fit to do this in the first place. He had a shirt on, a kind of I don't even know. It was like an anime art style shirt, and he was saying that on the shirt it was like a succubus. Not really. And what it was kind of like God, I can't even just thinking about it just makes me want to vomit. Pretty much what it was a woman just wearing like a swimsuit top, and it looked like she was being abused, and it looked like she had tears in her eyes, just based on the artwork I saw. And I'm thinking, Milk, no, Honey Bear, you say you're connected to Lilith? You better take that thing off then, because that is just disgusting. You if you're connected to Lilith, you would not even purchase or even consider it having anything like that, because that's pretty much, God, it's already making me sick. But anyway, but it just agitates me, because if you're going to be putting on a persona and playing off like, oh, I'm connected to Lilith, but you wear clothing that actually shows women being abused, in being put in positions where they're uncomfortable, having their sense of security being taken away, going through traumatic things that life can do to them, you're going to be wearing stuff like that, but you're saying you're connected to love? No, honey. You're probably as, oh man. If you're connected to Lilith, dude, then I'm straight. That says something. That does say something, because if he really was, he would not even think of anywhere having anything like that in his possession. Because, good lord. Degrading a woman or having anything like that, that is like you're not supposed to be having that stuff, because you know, when you put down a woman, Loaf is like, really, dude? You think you're hot stuff doing that? Well, you know what else is hot? Well, it's not going to be you in like the next few minutes, because you're going to be on the ground not moving. I mean, don't look, don't blame her. I mean, she was the one that was, you know, putting her through. I just want to go to him and be like, hey, stop it. Anyway. Yeah, no. But because he was talking about like how the shadow self pretty much is like this. That it is essentially, if it's out of balance, it'll have a large disastrous effect on you. The shadow self being balanced. Do you think that can be possible? No, it cannot. Because here's the thing. The shadow self is pretty much the depth of a void. You have absolutely no idea how deep you can go into it. Dead serious. You could be going into a black abyss and just keep going until you lose awareness. It's that dark and that deep. It's like going into the ocean and going to the deepest depths of the ocean. You cannot balance that at all. It's what else did he put in this thing? He also says it can also pretty much affect your chakras. Doing shadow work. Okay, let's see here. That is probably doing mostly all the work with just pretty much the third eye. And also the crown. Those two are the closest you're going to get. But, no. This is probably the worst of him. He was thinking, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to cut off my shadow self and make it its own entity. I'll say it one more time. I'm just going to remove my shadow self and make it its own entity. You know, I've heard a lot of stupid things in, you know, my existence on this rock. But that, number one, you cannot cut off your shadow self. You cannot do it. Trust me, there is no way to do it. You cannot get rid of it. 2, if you make it become an entity outside of you, you are pretty much willingly putting yourself in so much danger. Because primarily the shadow aspect, it swings at your mental health, emotional health, and your sense of awareness. That's what it swings at. But now if you give it a physical body, it'll come at you. Don't look at me. I wasn't the one who said the stupid things in the first place. Oh, and he also said, well, I'm just going to defy it. Milkshake. You can't defy it. Because the closest you can get is pretty much enduring whatever it hits you with. And trust me, a lot of people think that they're big and tough. But if they go deep enough, they will break. I have broken. To the point where I pretty much have gone to the point where, let's see, being in a position where literally my body trembles and gets tremors. It's dark. It's scary. It's mortifying. To the point also that, yeah, like that, a twitch. And even, like, it's like what this kid was saying, it's nothing like how he's putting it, because trust me, if you put yourself into this for how it really is and you really face it, you will be experiencing stuff that you could even imagine. Because on the deepest part, if you do it and you go through to up to a point, you're gonna be like internally, your inner being is gonna be so shooken up that your physical being is gonna respond along with it. I'm not saying to scare you. That's how it is. It's not meant to be cupcakes, rainbows, and woozy wooing. This is what it is. And most definitely, he was also saying that's where your worries are at. Worries? No. Your worries? No. Your secrets? Yeah. Well, at least for me, once you have like your third eye really active and pretty much on, you can't turn it off. It's like, okay, it's on, and crap, no. But for me, it's essentially it's kind of like a really I'm not sure if you can kind of tell, but wow. I'm gonna try and sit perfectly still. Can you kind of see like an indent, kind of? Potentially, it could be, yeah. But yeah, like how the imprint is, yeah. That, well, not this, but like, yeah, that is a kind of an indication, like, yeah, that thing's on and it's staying on. And I mean, I can't get mad at myself because I'm just like, well, I chose to open it, so blah blah blah. Gotta deal with it. But it kind of once in a it's weird because for me, I don't like feel anything right there. It's just that before it, I wasn't like being able to like pick up on like an energy shift or something being different in the environment. Because back then, it was just like, what do you mean there's something here? I can't tell. After it's open. Oh, wait a minute. I just thought I just felt something. Kind of like that. And essentially, Kayla, actually that kind of speaking about traumatic stuff and challenges, stuff like that, that is like a part of shadow work, yes, and it's like how before something happened to his channel, but I'm not gonna say any more than that because I was told not to. Nightshade described it as like you're going into like layers. First layer, okay. Second layer, alrighty. Third layer, it's getting darker. Fourth layer, darker. Fifth layer, how come I feel like I'm in Silent Hill? Sixth layer, how come I think that there's something like behind me right now whispering in my ear? Deeper, you're getting a loss of grip of reality, and it just keeps getting subsequently darker and darker and darker and darker and darker, up to the point where you can't take it anymore and you have to come back. Like you had to stop. You ain't slick, I saw you. Go away. Rude. I didn't say you can come in here. Piss it. Thank you. Every time. Don't you be messing with those flowers now, dude. They're not yours, honey. When you want to find, go ahead and start speaking. Well, then whenever you're doing any kind of work like this at all, completely 100% do not believe that you're going through any kind of sense of like a psychosis, having like pretty much experiencing things that are delusional, you're going crazy and mentally unstable, insane. Don't be going along with that. Don't go along with it. It's hard. Easier said than done, and I'm just as guilty of going through that same stuff. And but the minute you start going with it, it takes a hold of you, and then it pulls you into it. You just really just have to just push yourself through it and just say it is what it is. When you're able to maintain the neutrality of just like based on what findings? Because the thing is with mental health and that kind of caretaking and the doctors and that, it's pretty hard to kind of it's a very difficult thing to diagnose. Well, here's the thing. God, that's agitating. Because the thing is, shock therapy, it does damage to your brain. That's what it does. It also damages your nerves. That's what it does. The electric current goes through it all, and pretty much the way the nerves work, you can just simply do something as simple as this. It flips out. Literally. Or nothing happens. A nerve is so unpredictable. You could even just look at it and it freaks out. Dead serious. That's just what nerves are. They're very sensitive. And probably, at least in my opinion, and I could be wrong, did most of the time, Kayla, did you happen to feel like nobody listened to you and nobody actually stopped and actually like focused and allowed you to say whatever you're feeling and to speak it all and allow you to say it and pretty much give you that sense of like, what's going on? Say it for exactly how it is. Good, bad, dreadful, don't matter. Say it. Even if I was an idiot, just say it. Was there nobody doing that for you? And I'm actually asking because, at least in my opinion, then that's probably more than likely the reason how it's like how the condition progressed over time, if that makes sense. And did people happen to say, what are you talking about? No, there's nothing like that. Stop being paranoid or anything along like that. Were they saying things along those lines too? Because that's just so agitating. Man. I'm trying so hard not to, just... Yeah, and you had to be quiet because for your own survival? Or pretty much when you try to speak, someone just pretty much silenced you? Because... You can kind of tell that I'm kind of getting a little bit agitated. Yeah, a little. No. You know? Well, I mean, heck. I'd even just tell him, like, no, therapist, you're just jealous that, you don't got one. But even then, when, oh, sure, that's... And the way I look at it is, like, the therapist, psychiatrist, or the person, listening to you, they don't have to like it. They don't have to understand it. They have to listen. And they actually have to support you in whatever direction you're trying to go towards and do what's best for you. If they don't understand it, they have to ask the question. They have to ask questions to gain the understanding, not be like drugs. No, none of that BS. Because that's just like, one, lazy. Two, you don't really want to do your job and listen and actually, have that connection to help guide someone. So give me that medical license, dude. You don't need that. If you're just going to throw, pharmaceutical chemical stuff at people, no, you don't need that. Don't look at me. Hey. The most simplest thing that you could do for somebody that's going through those challenges is just listen and shut face and let them speak. And I can guarantee you, more times than ever, just that alone brings them a sense of security and makes them more stable. But that's none of my business. But what do I know? I don't have I don't have a psychology degree and I'm not a psychiatrist, but what do I know? I mean, I also have these conditions too, but I mean, that's none of my business. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't have the paper saying I do. God forbid. And even when but still, even if you were coming off of it, really, to be honest, well, because if you feel that therapist is actually not going to understand and actually do something to not have your best interest in mind, then yes, don't, no, no. Because, yeah, a lot of people that are in this profession, the mental health and the mental health caring professions, like the psychiatric hospitals, they don't need to be in there. One, they don't know how to treat people. They don't know how to actually get eye to eye with them and just make them feel secure and actually have their best interest for them. Exactly, user. Mm-hmm. But however, though, at least also in my experience too, because I mean, I've been to the mental health facility in the town I'm at, which is not the best. It's kind of like really. They don't know how to listen. And then I was in a 72-hour hold in Illinois. And yeah, that was kind of mind boggling because I'm thinking, like, do we doctors not know how to listen? I'm trying to tell you what's wrong and how I feel, but you're all doing this. Why are you yelling? You're not listening, dimwit. I told him straight up. Like, listen, I'm not even supposed to be in here. I was just wanting to talk to somebody and get another person's opinion about, what I should do. And get another opinion. That's it. And get guidance. What do? For some odd reason, you think I'm mentally unstable. But the thing is, when you're putting me through all of this, because they almost put a catheter in me because I couldn't, urinate for a cup, but also I didn't consume or drink anything at all that day. So it's kind of hard for me to do that. Traumatizing. That made it worse. And also, I'm all by myself. No family, nobody else around me. Like, oh, pleasant. And now they're like, well, we're gonna put you on a hold. Oh, but if you want to be technical, you guys are the ones who inflicted it on me. So to be technical, you're kind of withholding me against my will. No, we just want to make sure you're fit. Well, I was perfectly mentally fit until you guys decided, to be, jackass, Dr. Idiot edition. I mean, they were wondering how I was just so, you know, moody and like distant. Well, if they're not going to listen, why am I going to waste my breath? How do you feel today? What's it to you? Is something bothering you? I mean, I would say, but I don't know if you're going to, take it into account. So, yeah, I was not nice. And I was pretty, like, point blank, like, saying, look, I just wanted to talk to somebody and get an opinion. That's it. I was perfectly fine. But since you guys are trying to, think it's a cute idea to be, like, trying to think you're doing what's best for me, but you're kind of unlawfully detaining me with a non-existent medical situation, which is essentially kind of yeah, unlawful detainment, and in a way that is not good. Saying that there's a mental health crisis, but there isn't, and you're using that to withhold me causing more mental illness breakdowns. So you're kind of self-inflicting this onto me by choice. You guys are medical professionals. Give me those licenses. No, don't look at me. I wasn't the idiot. Oh God, that's yeah. I'm slapping my mouth to be like, no, Brendan, don't. It's fine. Just let it go. Let it go through. Yeah, and user. That's probably that's the thing that disturbs me the most because it's like, you guys are supposed to be doctors. These are people. Why are you treating them like animals? Why are you making them just be like animals in a cage? And no, these are people like you. And just because they haven't gone to college and they don't have a piece of paper saying like um, doctrine and stupidity and assholity, just because they don't have that piece of paper, you're gonna treat them lesser than you? Ew. Literally, I would spit on them and be like, and that's what I think of you. Besides, a piece of paper don't mean jack snap on. If you're an idiot, you're still an idiot. That doesn't mean nothing. A title just shows, okay, you have a title. But if you're stupid, you're stupid. Yes, really sassy, feisty Brennan's coming out. Not having it. Oh no. It's funny because I'm actually on Medicaid. And to be technical, the way that, it all happened, it did count as like an emergency hospital visit. I mean, don't look at me. And for some odd reason too, when I got back here in Arizona, God, they decided to send me the medical bills, and I'm just like, Honey Bear, why didn't you charge the insurance company like you were supposed to? Not my problem. I literally told them that on the phone, like, why are you coming to me? I gave you my insurance, Medicaid, and Access, Health Choice. Why are you talking to me? You talk to them. But we have no, Honey Bear. I gave you the insurance card. If you don't have it, that's not my problem, honey. You can go talk to Health Choice. No, not my problem. I gave my insurance card, so you can tell the employee that, probably didn't press the right buttons to, keep it in the system. You can ask her why she didn't do it right the first time. And yeah, but it took care of itself. So it's like, I'm not going to help, someone who's clearly stupid and they're trying to, swing at me. Nope. Yep, and and I just happened just to see her, Lilith, by the way. She just happened to just glide right, just right over like my diffuser, and the diffusing mist going out of it. She just glided right over it. It's like, yep, she is also here. And I mean, to be technical, if they actually booted me out when like the insurance ran out, okay, well, I mean, the way I look at it is like this. Oh, you're gonna just throw your patient out of the hospital while you're still supposed to be giving care? Is that patient neglect? Ooh, that's not good. There goes malpractice of your medical license. Well, that's a shame. Oops. Don't matter. Don't matter if, the insurance ran out. It's still patient neglect. This is precisely why you gotta. These people have to really stop and think before they go off a cliff. I mean, they can go off a cliff, sure, but that's none of my business. This is also kind of like what happens when you actually take the alchemical mindset that I talk about, and you just take it for how it is, and you're like, oh, you think you're slick? Okay. And I mean, another thing also, when I also got mine out of jail, and actually kind of, it was like an awkward position, at least with the court, because essentially, in a way, I was kind of like the victim, but ironically too, his defendant, like who was defending him, was also the victim. If that makes sense. The plaintiff was also his defense. So yeah, even the judge was like, I don't understand why you're doing this. Well, Your Honor, I'm doing this because how'd that oath go? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Mm-hmm. Just going by oath. Don't know what else to say. So about that. Essentially, I informed the judge that, well, he lost control of himself and he lost control, and naturally he attacked me physically. Not because of out of spite. Because out of spite, he would not have been like distraught and mortified after hitting me. Which he was, even though I didn't see it. Other people actually saw him running up and down the street, screaming, what have I done, what have I done, and just like losing it. That's how I knew it wasn't out of spite. Anywho, so I just told the judge, look, he didn't do it out of spite. He did it because of a loss of control. It wasn't done out of malefic intent. It was done because he could not comprehend what was going on around him. And he wasn't on his medication. And he did not inform me of it. So, to be completely honest, it's something that he could not help. He's still guilty of it, but the charges are dropped. I want them dismissed. But we still, no. I say they're fully dismissed, or I'm going to appeal this. Granted. Thank you. Literally. It was awkward because I've never even thought if that was even going to work. Like, being a defendant's defense, but you're also the victim at the same time. Quite a crazy thing to. I see you, Cupcake. I see you right there. It's kind of like a oddball situation to be in. Let me read that one more time. Oh, Blue Cross Blue Shield. You know, number one thing that I have to say about insurance companies, you know, it's pretty pathetic that you have a business, Yeah, I'm using that like that. You have a business model that you take money from people and you try to do as little as possible for it. So pretty much you have a business that just takes money and tries to avoid doing anything. That's pathetic, dude. That's kind of like a scam artist move. Oh no, did I just hit a nerve? Good. Hope it's bleeding now. Oh, did I slice its ankle? Good, I'll slice the other one. Oh. Don't look at me. Not here. I wonder if I can actually do this. I'm going to play the very first Psy violin. Well, you know, in that kind of a situation too, it just makes me think, you know what they say, turnabout is fair play. Later on down the line, you know, that individual who's pushing and actually kind of like pushing that through later on down the line, because why not? Oh, tragedy slip. Oh, you need health insurance for your teeth? No, 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 honey bear, that's a luxury. Well, why am I being heartless? No, no, you made the rules. Don't look at me, you made them. Sorry, you don't need your teeth. That's a luxury. It doesn't feel good, does it? Now you see, now you've learned your lesson. For me, just perfectly fine. I was on earlier a little bit, but eh. Oh, that was rude. I hate when things just decide to make a noise and be like, notice me. Well, I'll notice you. It would be a spear, but best I got. Very nice and calm today. And now they're really trying to make themselves known again. What time is it anyways? I'll be coming back in like 2 shakes. What? Oh, it's 1 and 2. Okay. 1 and 2. That was later. But, I'm just really some honey bear. Don't do that, please. Stop trying to, you know, like be like that fairy from Zelda. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Don't you be like that, because I can at least say this. The wings will be plopped off and you'll be like a lump from Rayman. Oh, that's so old. Wow. Rayman. Wow. I'm even surprised I remember what that is. Oh yeah, well usually for me, I try to go live usually consistently at the same time. And it's usually most of the time been 9 p.m. But at this point, it's just like, I just need to get that watch time up and the monetization will go up. But I also do want to get more organized. But in due time, at least, you know, what was that? Sure. At least, yeah, I just poked myself in the lip with this thing. Oh well, I'm not the first. Just at least how I live with just. Oh yes, that helps, and I am grateful. And I would send chocolate, but I don't know what's the address. But still, to me, I like to pretty much have like a society that likes just keep it simple and just easy and not complicated. Human being, it is entitled to be given the opportunity for health care and to better themselves and to actually be able to live a life that they want and be given that opportunity once. If they don't take it, then that's them. That's on their choice. But the thing is, if somebody's suffering, no. Insurance and the cost of it is not an excuse to let someone just be there. And there is, yes, I used to be in mixed martial arts back when I was 13. I'm gonna be 29 this October. Good God. But yeah, many moons ago, you know. But, yeah, because there is someone in the Viper Alliance group, Amethyst. Her having her medication taken away and the condition she has, literally, it almost made me just want to ask her, who was the one providing you the medication? Let me know so that way I'll go to myself and say, hey, why'd you take her medication away? Why are you now putting her in a position where she's going to be suffering? Why are you doing that? It's not cute. In fact, you guys are sick. Ew. Sheesh. I didn't know that, vile monsters like Vlad the Impaler, reincarnated back to life. Oh well. Somebody get the big wooden stake, to stake him good for that one. Sick twatted. Because, God, it just really agitates me that a human being could take away what's making, I'm saying it this way because it's just how I'm catching it. If somebody can take away somebody who is an elder, who is living with immense pain every day, and that medication was helping, and they're taking it away for whatever reason, well, we don't cover it anymore. You know what? That is the most pathetic. In fact, it is just like, really? Wow. I don't want to cover it anymore. Well, okay. Well, I don't think you should be in business because essentially what you're doing is you're now doing a crime against humanity. You're taking away something that's giving her improvement of her quality of life for no legitimate reason. Medical reason? If it was a medical reason, then that's understandable. But I doubt it because you guys are too, stupid and heartless to think that. Again, spit on them. Hey, don't look at me. Because I'm not the one that, doesn't know how to, have a heart. Whoops. Critical hit on that one. And, well, might as well just keep table flipping, because why not? One of the things that I absolutely detest the most. There was this video, I can't remember what it was, but there was this elderly man and his wife, and she relies on a walker to walk, and she's struggling to get across the street, and he's helping her. Then, just for whatever reason, these masked goons decide to stand in front of her and prevent her from walking, and block her from crossing the crosswalk. When I saw that video, the first thing that actually, thank goodness I was home alone, because I said something like, really? Wow. I have never ever thought I would encounter a human being that really wanted a knee to their face like they did. Because to me, that's like, wow, you're going to be going at someone who can barely walk, and you're going after someone like that? Really? No, dude. You need to have a good knee to the head and get your brain reset. Or knee one way and then knee the other way. That way it's perfectly balanced. Because that just agitates me. I absolutely hate it when there is ever geriatric abuse. That just makes me agitated. Because why would you do that to an elder figure? Why would you cause more hardship for them? And when they're on the last bit of their life, why are you adding more hardship to it? What are you going to gain out of it other than, being known as a wow, pathetic? Your mother should have named you Unplanned Mistake. Whoops. I mean, that's what I would have named him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna change your name to Mistake, because, yeah, you are wrong. Don't look at me. They're really idiots. Yes, I am. I have about a total of on me right now I have 2 oracles. I have another one in storage, but, you know, to get that one. And I have about 30 decks. Is he ever? Yeah, I have 30 X. But did you want me to throw card stuff for you? Probably should also take off these stones that I have on, because, yeah, there's a lot of sassy energy with them. Especially this one, with that hematite being all... Oh. I just feel like it just lost like 30 pounds. Don't? Oh. Okay. Let's see. Pick a number between 1 and 5, and do you want dark goddesses or daemons? And that is a real question. And the dark goddesses and daemons are like the oracle ones. The number you pick is like a certain number I have in mind. 5 and goddesses. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna wait for this old geezer to get moving, so. There's one. Where did that one deck go? Oh, there's that one. Oh, wow. Right in front of my face. Sorry, I can't see straight. I can't help it, okay? Okay. So, last question. What am I looking into? Oops. I'm going to try and make this straight. Well, good luck, kid. You can't even, go in a straight circle. And yes, I intentionally said it that way. No. That one's too feisty. That one's way too feisty. I need to be more feisty. I need to be like, okay, Zenful. That'll work. Zenful, like chill, not like vengeful. Can't read in my poker face. Okay, okay, so what am I looking into, user? By what aspect of life? You get the idea. On hand, come on, dude. Milkshake. Thank you. Every time. There's it. Honeyberry, not that much. Yeesh. The one time that, I want you to get going, you're like, I'm not gonna do it. And then, okay, whatever. Then, surprise, I'm jumping out the bottom. I hope you get pushed off a cliff. Alright. Who? There it is. So like, okay, who kidnapped Magnolia again? Okay. I got you. I need to reload that oil. Okay, so the way that the dark goddesses are going to work, I usually pull three. The first one that comes out is the goddess that's in power, or pretty much the one that's going to be giving you the most assistance, or is the most apparent in this situation. The next one is the one you must seek out, or you pretty much have to have guidance from, and pretty much take in her qualities to mess up the situation. And then the last one, the third one, is the one that's pretty much the one that you mustn't forget. Or the one that's saying, girl, we've been through this 50,000 times and you still don't get it? Ah, here we go again. Yeah. When you should not forget. So anyway. So we will just take a nice look here to see who decides to come flying out. I need one more thing. Saturday will give me that one and those two. Okay, good. Please don't strangle me. And don't pull my weave. Oh, there we go. The only thing about, having an extreme sensitivity to, things just touching you, like I do. Okay. Having this extreme sensitivity by even just like holding this, yeah. It kind of gets amazing when you're able to be in tune with it and you just simply touch it and all of a sudden you can feel the shift happen. So let's see here. Regarding to pretty much helping her or be able to understand, okay, I'm no longer that dog on that meme that's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I know that I'm cute, and that's the best I got, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So, let's just see, see if we can give him a hand with that. Please. Come on, ladies, don't be too upset. They're not even really like that anyway. You have a really weird way of picking these cards, people. Okay, there's one. There's the one that is in power. There's the one that must be sought out. I don't know why. Sometimes the intuition is just like, okay, take the deck in half and now take the card that's right there. And that one. Okay, fine. Whatever you say. Okay. Goddess in power. Hell. Concealment. Funny enough, Hell is actually the, if not the best divine to do shadow work with. She's also my matron goddess. She's the one in power. You must seek out Chang'e for obsession or devotion, but you mustn't forget Kalak for endurance. And I see it as clear as every time. Every time I try and say clear as good, I always say clear as good. Whatever. We're all ladies here, so deal with it. So, having Hell in the one in power. If there's something that you're refusing and you're trying to cover up and you don't want to face it, it's going to be to a point where you cannot run away from it anymore. And if you try and hide it, it's actually going to be more apparent. If there's something that you must do and must face, and you have to accept it is what it is. And until you do that, It's going to keep growing bigger and bigger and bigger and louder and louder and louder and start infecting other parts of your life. You have to look at it for how it is and just say it is what it is and being neutral about it. Because hell, I can definitely tell you this. She's a goddess that's just like, it is what it is, kid. Deal with it. You are who you are. That is what it is. You don't deserve to be neglected or pushed aside for something that you can't help. Just like how I am. One side of me is alive and the other side of me is dead. Everybody pushed me to the side. So I'm not going to do that towards you. You are who you are, and accept yourself. Because if you don't, that's when pretty much you'll only see the dead part of hell. And all that she does is she reflects back your true being back to you. That's why she's also related to mirrors. And she's also a goddess that cares about you so much that she is willing to completely break you if it has to be done. Because she knows it has to be done. But unlike the other divinities that exist, she's probably the only one that will stick with you and not go anywhere until you get past whatever challenges you're facing. So there's more than most definitely, there's also a sense of security in this endeavor of you trying to get your clarity. You do have that supporting force there. And no matter what happens to like, okay, easy, okay, we're kind of treading along to like, oh my good Lord Landa, that's like a giant behemoth and he's about to step on us. Yeah. You have that security there. You must seek out Chang'e. Well, her word's obsession, but I like to rather put it in the way of devotion. Because what I'm getting, you have to be of Chang'e, you have to be devoted and committed, and you must seek out to fixate on putting an end to what you've been suppressing. You have to be so focused on ensuring that it's finally taken care of. And you get the clarity that you need. So that way you can allow it to go. Because if you don't, if you can't be focused on making sure it ends, it'll be pursuing and obsessing over you instead. If you're catching what I'm meaning. If you don't acknowledge it and if you resist it, it'll persist after you. But if you do it on the flip side and you pursue it, it'll go away. If that makes sense. Just, you mustn't forget Kalak for endurance. Don't forget, you can more than most definitely withstand and make it through. Because Kalak, if you want to talk about, being near impossible to get, moved or knocked over, well, there's Kalak for you. Because I believe she's a, is she a British goddess? Let me just double check. She is Galaic. She was a veiled one, and she resided on cliff tops and was associated with the wet and windy weather. She endured everything, outliving those around her. She hypnotized the circle of life through the seasons, for without her enforced dormancy, there could not have been any energy left for spring and summer to follow. So, more than most definitely, don't forget that you have the grounding and you have the tools already to endure putting it into what's being concealed, just make sure you stay focused and devoted to finishing and allowing it to be ended for good, because you do have the means to withstand it. That's just the goddess's part. Now we're going to be going with the tarot part, and I'm using the heaven or hell tarot. It's technically the heaven and earth tarot, but I like to call it heaven or hell because it sounds better. You sure? Okay. Oh boy. Why do you want to make that spread? But okay, fine. So, the way that this spread is going to work is going to go like this. You are going to actually be a part of building the spread. So essentially, this is how it's going to go. We are going to be doing just a regular Celtic cross, but with a twist. Pretty much you'll be choosing from 2 piles. And what you can do, you can either choose the top of a pile or the bottom of it. But the thing is, you cannot choose the same pile on your next pull. So say if you chose like the right one, the right top of the pile, you cannot choose the right one again. So you have to go with the left, the top, or the bottom. You have to pretty much alternate. Because what that's going to do, it's actually going to make you use your intuition to actually feel your way through it. And actually, it's really going to connect much deeper. And spiritually, that's what's pretty much saying, do it this way. You sure? Okay. Whatever you say. It can be kind of like a little bit nerve-wracking, but just go with whatever your inner stuff's saying to go. And it'll just be 2 piles. I know, I haven't done this spread with somebody in I haven't actually done this spread in like about almost a year or so, but okay. Okay. Okay, so where are we starting? That just looks weird. So, okay, so this is left, this is right. So you just say top left, top right, bottom right. And we'll just go up until we make the spread. Right top. Okay. Which one for the left? The top left or the bottom left? And take all the time you need to. Yep, right. Now we're at the right. Now we're at the left. Got a good one. It, and yes, that was a good thing, not like a, oh god, no, none of that. Only have 4 cards left. Last one. And now your clarifiers are at the bottom. There's your clarifiers. 3 of Swords and the Ace of Cups. Which is good. Really good. Now, let's show you what you've pulled. Because, I mean, good Lord Lanta. I'm looking at this like... So, take it from the tippity top. Here's what we got. Current position, 6 of Cups. Essentially what we got is we have the resurrection of, or having nostalgic memories being apparent. So something possibly the innocence of childhood, or being reminded of like how just how childlike a state. There's your current position. That's your current standing. Sun in Scorpio. And specifically in this depiction, you actually see in here a woman figure with, it looks like her daughter. And the woman, she actually has the sun behind her head. That's a symbol of enlightenment, by the way. So, in your current standing, if you have a mother figure, or of your mother, or if you're a mother yourself, currently in the current standing is very vital that you pretty much ensure the bond between mother and child. Ensure that bond is strong. But at the same time, this could also be the adult you and then the child you. But the number one thing is having like that closeness of youthful and mother figure, if that makes sense. And make sure that the youthfulness is taken care of. And also, if there's a younger individual, like a child of yours, or if you're interacting with a mother figure, the mother figure is going to be bestowing a lot of enlightenment and bring to light a lot of necessary things and wisdom to whomever the child is. That's the current standing. Encountering the Queen of Wands, or in this deck I like to call him, oh look, it's Lilith. You tell me that does not look like her. Especially the look on her face. I mean, look at her face. You tell me that does not look like a Lilithian face. But specifically, you're going to be encountering I just love when Divinity does this. So, you're encountering a figure who can bring a lot of spiritual restoration, but also motivate you in a way that's like, come on, dear, let's get going. Move them. Come on, alley up. Any day now. So, do you happen to have a black cat? Well, not a panther, but you get the idea. But essentially what I'm getting is you're going to be encountering or having the mixture of like a spiritual energy being merged with a zest towards something. Like you're going to have the drive towards a spiritual pursuit involving that enlightenment from mother to daughter. And oh, for giggles too, guess who else has that? Yeah, she also has that enlightenment symbol too. So expect primarily to have this whole thing take a lot of action during the daytime. Anyway, so the foundation or the cause of all this. Nine of Cups. The cause of all this is to have, best put it, mm-hmm. Hmm. Hmm. By any chance, was the cousin of Pisces or an Aries? By any chance? And the next card to come out was the Foundation as the Nine of Cups, or essentially one of the wish cards. And this is actually Moon and Jupiter in Pisces. So we have, the cause of all this is to have fulfillment on the 3D material level, and to have a wish fulfillment being granted, and then having contentment afterwards and security. And that's the big desire that's trying to come through. Either way. But specifically how the, I don't know. I thought I saw something, but guess not. But the way that how the figure is positioned, all the cups are like flowing into one another. So the cause of it is just having that one last, cup to actually make it a 10 of cups to have that full fulfillment. But pretty much one of the clarifying is actually this, so I will be getting that one to the end. Is really wanting to have that material happiness and security. And now we have the card in the position, I like to say, the one that is backing you up or behind you. I would like to say backing you up. Well, we know what happens when this happens. It's my card, the Queen of Cups, backing you up. Whenever you have the Queen of Cups appear, at least for me, whenever I'm reading, we have a serious pay attention here energy. Like, your higher self's in here right now, backing you up. And yep, just like again, there's that enlightenment symbol. So essentially, what's backing you up is your best self. To a point where You're not, well, I mean, you have a Queen of Cups and then a Queen of Wands. Yeah. Primarily, you have pretty much, I don't even have to say it. Pretty much what's backing you up is your true intuitive side saying, I know where we need to go. Just listen. Just flow. Yeah. And just go with it. Because that's what it was pretty much saying, and that's pretty much what all that it was going to say. Just flow with it, and it knows where to go. Desired outcome or crowning. And we have the Unionship card, Two of Cups. And surprisingly, too, we happen to have two dolphins. One's falling up and the other one's falling down. So, yeah. The best case scenario is that emotionally you're going to be getting that unionship of self and other. As the desired outcome, that's like the best case scenario to come about. But also, since I try to pronounce it, the staff of Epicus is depicted at the very top in the center, there could be actually a mending of some kind too. Whether it be it on the spiritual, emotional, or mental level. But most definitely expect it to be more of like a intuitive message signifying that one. Coming towards you, or coming face first bound, we have the Two of Pentacles. And yes, this is a card for having Jupiter in Capricorn. And Jupiter in Capricorn is not happy because you're having Guru, or the preacher, and you're telling him, hey, you got to tone down your preaching. That doesn't work. However, though, because of this, what I'm getting from this is that you're actually taking the two aspects of those two queens, the higher self and then the self of you trying to have that ambition, and you're pretty much taking full control of them and you're handling them well. Because if you see the 8 that's being made by the Two of Pentacles, she has them in full control. She looks like she's kind of dancing with them. And it's balanced because the yin yangs are just perfectly aligned. So coming towards you is you're going to be able to balance out what's making you feel like uneasy and unstable. You actually be able to be like, oh, I got this. So, oh, no, I still got it. No, I ain't gonna drop it. A lot of security too. And even though there might be still some emotional turbulence behind you, you're still gonna be grounded. Self-perception. We have Chris Farley, the devil. Now, don't be thinking like, no, that's not good. No. Instead, your self-perception is that you're possibly thinking, I'm probably like over-tying myself down to, this. And I'm not really enjoying being, in this predicament. So you're becoming more aware of like, I don't like this, I want out of it. And especially in this depiction, you have the woman figure going over to the masculine figure, and she's just so like, oh, woe is you. Looks like you're gonna have to handle your own sausage, hon. Sorry. Looks like you can't have my help. Oh, woe is you. So possibly, you actually might See yourself as being like, I'm going to worry about myself and make sure I'm well first over anything else. So you're more aware that you need to have more feelings of self assurance and to enjoy more, not be in a state of like, you're aware that you need to have that be changed, which is obviously good. Now, outside perception, how others see you, they see you as the Hong Kong Fooey chariot. In other words, those outside of you see you as, okay, she has hanky and panky and she's ready to go over the speed limit. That being said, people are aware that you're able to take full initiative and go after whatever you're deeming to chase after, like a like a like a Justin Bieber fangirl to a bloody twathead without opposition to. And for some reason, I don't know why, if there happens to be any kind of thing regarding Harry Potter, because I'm seeing the golden snitch right there in the center, if somebody likes Harry Potter too, they actually might be very helpful in helping you drive forward to obtain whatever you're deeming fit. They might have some good, motivating to, move you along with this because they can actually see immense potential with you. I don't know why they came out the way it did, but if somebody likes Harry Potter, well, let them be your motivator, I guess. Hoping for, but also deathly afraid of, Ace of Pentacles. Wanting that security, but also afraid that it's still going to be stuck in the clouds and not come down. I mean, for me, I just think of this. What's there to like about him? I mean, he's like closeted. Planned. Is she a Cancer too? By any chance? Or maybe even a Gemini? Hmm. Guess what? There you are. Have a looky look. You see that? This stupid thing will stop glaring. Oh, I got this. See that? Gemini and 2 Cancer. I did say is your highest self coming and backing you up. Best self. But most definitely, you're having a most hope for having the security and just the pretty much the rewards of all that you've gone through be bestowed to you, but you're also afraid of it not being bestowed. And it's still going to be up there in the clouds in Woozy Woo Land. The outcome. It is what it is. Outcome. judgment. And in this depiction, I'm sorry, I have to look at it like this. Come on, Gabriel. You're sticking the horn in the wrong hole. You stick it in your mouth, not up your nose. I just woke up, okay? What the heck, man? You're supposed to blow it with your mouth, not your nose. I can't help but to see that every time when I look at this card. But pretty much, the outcome is that you're going to be tested. And if you can surpass this, you will actually be able to move next to the world of this whole predicament ending and then something new beginning. But now for your clarifiers, being these. Three of Swords, Ace of Cups. Pretty much. You're still standing. You have not lost any life in you, even though you may be in pain and hurting. Spiritually, you'll recover like that. Without any What's different about this one cup is that all the water is going out of it. So essentially, you'll have to be able to allow all that is in you to be emptied out of your spiritual body. Allow it just to flow out. Once it's all out, pretty much that's when you can fill the cup up again. Just make sure you face it now. Get it over and done with and out of your life. And fixate on it. Because you more than definitely can endure what has to be endured to get past it once and for all. Be more careful during, like when it's daytime. I would have to say up until the end of next month. Just be more aware of what's going on around you when the sun's up. That makes sense. I don't know why I'm being told to say that, but I'm going with it. So daylight or daytime, just be more aware of what's around you. I don't know why it came out. I'm just saying it because that's what I'm just being told to say. And yeah, I mean, Just make sure that you understand once you get past this, you won't have to deal with it again. Your cup will be able to be emptied out, so that way new fluid, that's what we're putting it. That way new emotions and new nourishment can come in and pretty much restore it. And bring in like new nourishment instead of it being like stagnant. Not good. Now I have a giant headache, I don't know why. Oh my god, the migraine. Again. I'll be right back. I have another call I have to take. Yes.